Mike of Fun and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian Galadirth and head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Ered Luin. I don't know the episode number, but I probably should start saying which episode number it is, shouldn't I? I've recorded this immediately after recording yesterday's episode, so I haven't seen any comments if there are any to comment upon, I am afraid. We have recently retaken Oin's Gate, as in it was the last thing that we did, and then that army is just going to mop up Adrian and head round and take Harlond. We are now safe from Bree, quite fortunately, by selling something to Ered Luin, which many people dislike, but it's the only way I was going to get Buzzradum, which Ered Luin gave up freely because they think Undertowers is more useful. Now, Undertowers has a propensity to make a lot of money, but Buzzradum has the opportunity to make obscene amounts of money. So, Ered Luin have shot themselves in the foot by giving it up. But the AI is what the AI is. We can only exploit them to the maximum possible chance. Where's the other diplomat? I'm a king. Has Helm's Deep fallen? No, the Hornburg holds. And an end of the turn. It's disappointing that we've got quite a lot of turns. We need to find someone to attack. We need to... Well, probably Bree, really. We should help finish them off. I can't remember what our actual victory conditions are. They're still evil, aren't they? We've got to take out Angmar, Gundabad and Moria, I think it is. And those are the actual victory conditions, but we're allied to Angmar, so I don't really want to do that. But taking out Bree is not going to be a challenge. We should probably turn on the Northern Dunedain, but they're going to fall anyway. So I'm not really sure who we're going to attack, actually. The idea is to attack as many people as one can when you accept the rings, and to ally with no one, but it was just helpful to ally with Angmar. Ah, we prosper! Long has the once great collection of dwarves of Ered Luin simply been bound by memories of a distant past, of glories uncounted and the greatest smiths to have lived. Now it seems that the forges ring true, that dwarves are standing upon the edge of glory once more, and that the power of vengeance is hotter than any smith's fire could ever be. Under the guidance of the newly named clan leader, after the flight of Thorin, the dwarves have prospered and sent the hammers of vengeance out to cast down their enemies. Oh, that's spelled wrong. Even the elves of Mithlond are wary of this newfound power in the west. Oh, we need to remove that. Because the elves of Mithlond are not wary of this newfound power. The elves of Mithlond are positively terrified. Our diplomat has arrived to Edoras, where he met with Theoden and requested that Eorl's horn be returned to its rightful owners, but we were denied. We will not suffer thieves who withheld from us what is rightfully ours. King Theoden must die. So bloody be it. King Theoden will die. Why can't I talk to you? Oh, because you're being besieged. King Theoden might die by someone else's hand. Oh, they're both being besieged. It's not a happy time to be a Rohan citizen. Right, are we building Buzzradum? Yes, we are. Now we can start building things in other places. Oin's Gate is building. Forlond, nothing of note that I'm particularly interested in there. Same with Nars 2, we don't want anything there. You're building, that's fine. For Hamgathol, we want you to build a mining network, but that is some ways off. Well, it's not too far off, actually. 5,000. We're going to make 5,000 gold coins, and it costs 5,500. So we can spend about 3,000 coins now, and we'll still be able to build it. So Fueros, you have a plethora of building opportunity. Stoneworkers Hall? Yeah, maybe. Grain Exchange, Pig Farm. Let's go for the Pig Farm and the Grain Exchange. Yeah. Somewhere else then. Barketta.
Most noble ally.
You can give me a road. Yes, please. Do that. I like roads. Right, so we're going to have to attack the Northern Dunedain as well, because we want Aragorn's sword. And the only way to get it is to attack and kill him. But first of all, Dairon has to die. Dairon keeps running away from us, fleeing into the hills. Emmanuel riders, there's some bowmen. We're going to have to chase them down. That's never fun. He's got some pikes and some mariners. And that will be enough. We have more than enough to deal with the little army of Dairon, but we are going to be fighting them up a hill, which is not ideal. So that's the only downside to today's affair. They'll have the benefit of the hill, but I don't know. If we can try and push them back and back and back. No, we don't want to try and push them back and back and back. It's the archers. We've got to try and deal with the archers, and we just ran all our cav away. How best can we negate the hill? Start over there and curl up onto the side? Yes, let's do that. So, everyone, come over here. Just start the battle. And where have they fled to? Oh, quite possibly as far away as it's possible for them to go. Well, at least they're using their brain. And you guys come over here. And away we go. The pikes will arrive first. The Broadbeam Marksmen, we actually have our own archers, so we have a chance to disrupt theirs. Let's just have a look at their wonderful looking roster. There they are. Lindon Bowmen. Standing ready. And then there's the Mariners, another fantastic looking unit. The Mariners are the unit that you get the option to train if you reject the rings and join with the Free Peoples. A lot of people recently have suggested that the Ered Luin choice, and this was something I always expected, or we rather always expected would come. A lot of people have said that the choice on the Ered Luin script, the good side of the choice, if you will, by rejecting the rings, doesn't give enough benefits. But the Ered Luin choice is very specifically a choice about how your campaign plays, and not a choice about variety and whatnot. And by that I mean, you're not choosing whether or not you get a load of Elven units and you get a load of, I don't know, Breland units or anything like that, or versus a choice of getting Grimborn units and Evil units. You're choosing to play the campaign either against everyone around you, or continue the campaign in the quote-unquote normal way. That is the only decision and choice you are making. It isn't really about... well, obviously it is choice, but it's not about variety. That's the best way of putting it. It is very specifically intended not to make one side, not to try and balance what you actually receive from the two sides. It is just about making it, how do you want to play your campaign? Do you want to play it evilly, or do you want to play it good? And so that's why the rewards that you get from either side are very minimal in any event anyway. Because we didn't really want it to be a choice about what you get, but rather how you play. But anyway, enough of this. The enemy is marching towards us, which is nice. And it looks like are they the javelin units? Yeah, no, they're going to come and throw javelins at us. Damn shame. Go nice and wide and go and hit those Lindon Bowmen. Oh, there's two of you. Oh, yes. Both of you go nice and wide and go and hit those Lindon Bowmen. Oh, no, they are coming. No, they are stopping just in time. They've got cavalry here today, which is brilliant, because we love cavalry. You're going to have to attack those long spears. One's downhill, one's uphill.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
One over there. One over there. No, run into that gap there. And you go behind them. And then if we can, I want you guys to just pepper that enemy up there on top of the hill. Right, turn and hit those. Climb the hill. Climb the hill.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Oh, the long spears have been decimated by their Longbeard phalanx. Absolutely ruined. This is over. It's just the bowman is the annoying point left. How many have we lost this time? 12%.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead. We have set the cart to hell.
All this anti-cavalry, and they managed to make it through.
Look how our
oh yes, yes, 95.
Won here today.
82 Longbeard phalanx. Fantastic. Well, Dairon is dead, and our army will now move on to take the Harlond. And that will possibly trigger the High Elven Last Stand army, which we do need to set up so that it spawns either Etimladris or Mithlond, depending on which city remains, I think, because sometimes you can't get around the AI's behaviour. And so even though if Mithlond falls, you'd want the army to spawn over here, because Mithlond has fallen and the army's supposed to reclaim Mithlond. If, as is quite often the case, Mithlond is the last settlement to fall, then the army will spawn here and then just walk all the way over there. So it seems fitting, well, to be honest, it seems fitting to actually just cut it all together, because now that they've got their divided realm, it just makes no odds, really, does it? Because the fights that they are in the east are totally separate and wholly distinct from the fights in the west. So if you're fighting them on the eastern front, and then I don't know, the Ardenaim invasion secures all three provinces, for example, and then suddenly there's a full banner army fighting against you out of nowhere, you'd be a little curious as to how that just materialised from thin air. Did we get our mines? No, we did not. Ah, but we're getting them on the next turn, didn't we? Of course, of course, of course. And Diplomats, have we moved you? Yes. You're not going to make it there in time, I'm afraid, friend. Oh, no, you got 2 turns. You might. I was going to say, they never give you a mission that you can't achieve. You just have to be clever with it. Can we get map information from Isengard? Is there something I can do for you? Oh, yes, nice. I would like to know how much they are hounding the forces of Rohan at the moment. Oh, they're not doing... Oh, they have got that one up there. Dear, oh dear. They haven't really pushed too much to the west, but they've got Goon. So I don't know. Isengard, are you at war with Ered Luin? Ah, yes, you are. Oh, Ered Luin, you're going to die. Dunland and Isengard are against you. Yeah, you're going to be out soon. So we've got to watch out for that.
Aye, Lord. But
otherwise, it's an end of the turn. As we tick through our Buzzardom completion. So the script for Buzzardom is not going to happen until about turn 75 to 80-ish. This is what I mean by me saying why the Balerion Honor Guard unit was made so powerful. The barracks event is long gone. We're getting some of our mid-tier units now before the barracks event normally would even be around. We're going to start getting elites almost shortly after the barracks event, whereas normally you have to wait a good 20-30 turns after the barracks event. Whereas we're going to be able to hit the ground running. So the Balerion Honor Guard unit, that's going to be coming in around turn 90 to 100, which at that point means you've basically won the game. The taking of the Harrowdale, Edoras has fallen and an army has spawned to reclaim it. No, I don't want another general. On the Hornburgers lot, they both fell in the same time. Goodness gracious. Both of those armies won. Oh dear. I imagine then Theoden is probably dead. Oh, Garth Heligoth can upgrade. Oh, yes, please. Let's get a dwarven, make a dwarven town out of it. Or castle, rather, sorry. You're building, that's fine. You're building, that's fine. Oh, Gehuzanar, you can build something, couldn't you? You could get a mining network too, but you don't give anywhere near as much money. Steelmongers. Let's just chuck in as steelmongers.
My king.
You guys are going up there, and then we can finally release the cavalry. It's going to be a while yet, though. It's giving us that. And Forlon, we should probably build something here. Make them like us just a little bit more. The dwarven culture is spreading. Oh, we get loads from a feast hall. Let's try and build that. It's going to be a long old time. It'll be worth it in the long run, methinks. Carlin has finally made it to Barchetta. That was the longest walk of his life. Why does it take so long to walk from Numeriador to Evandeem? That's bizarre.
Things can only get better between us.
He is not free upkeep yet. Possibly because we've not built the town hall, the pipe hall. There it is. We'll build that next and we'll get him for free. Now, our actual enemies, it's just Bree and the High Elves, isn't it? Yeah, we're allied to Angmar, who are at war with the Northern Dunedain, who we pieced out with, but they could attack us at any moment. We're not allied to them. But our diplomat is finally about to make it to the Woodland Realm. Let's give us 750 gold coins. Damn it, I spoke to the wrong person. Damn.
No, we cannot agree to this now.
We've still got one turn to get there, though, haven't we? Oh, no, it's gonna end at the end of this turn. I'm gonna reset him because that was an annoying misclick. Character reset and Also, why can a diplomat not talk to two people in the same place in the same turn? I ask you. Yes, thank you, Prince Legolas.
This sea update you.
And our 750 gold coins. Oh, you have not really moved out at all. Elves not doing very well in any sense of the word. Oh, and you've only just started building. Blimey, we have 9 turns to wait until we can get that set up and ready to go. And I would remind you, there's a second building after it. That's why ideally you want to try and take Buzzardom as early as possible, but we were fighting against Angmar at the start and we couldn't really send forces to the south. Also, bear in mind that the Buzzardom garrison is very large, so if you are sending an army to the south, you've got to make it worthwhile. You've got to make sure you're going to capture it. Ered Luin were able to capture it by just slowly whittling down the garrison, because it is a slave garrison, or a rebel one, sorry, so of course it doesn't replenish, it doesn't rebuild after it takes losses. So they're able to just whittle away and eventually crush their souls. Whereas if we were sending an army, it would take... We would have to make sure it succeeds, because it's a long time for reinforcements to come. Oh, we would get a military unit if we send a diplomat to... Mordor have Ulberg. Blimey, O'Reilly.
Aye, sire.
Fornost is attacked again, but they managed to hold it off. Ah, Gorsehall got the Great Miners Hall. Yes, now start building me my barracks line, please. And Oyensgate built its brewery. If you would go for the pub. Make them like us a bit more. And hostilities cease between Rohan and Dunland. That's interesting. Now that Rohan are about to die, they've pieced out.
Aye, my lord.
Ah, we're finally almost there.
Aye. I can't lead the troops there, sire.
I can't lead the troops there, sire. Otherwise, that really is it at the moment, I'm afraid, because Bree is so far away and our army is focusing on Harlond, and our army walks so slowly. And we have little else that we can do. I would like to start getting actual map information from other people as well now. That one's another success. Oh, you're not doing very well either. Does that mean Gundabad are storming in the north? Let's find out. We could always backstab Angmar, but we just need an army, and at the moment I'm focusing our money into economy. So apologies, there's unlikely to be another battle in this episode unless we can attack Harlond.
My king.
And it may well be a few turns of the old end turn, I'm afraid. Very charm. In terms of the lay of the land for the future of Divide and Conquer, there is no rush whatsoever to get version 5 out to you all, and at the moment we're trying to narrow down a very annoying bug that we cannot seem to find the answer to. But we've got a few theories, and there was a change I was going to make so that it could be tested, and I've yet to do that, but if I can remember, I'll do that this weekend. And that is that at the moment we're having a much higher than normal, because the normal is 0, but at the moment we're having quite a few crashes at the first turn of the game. So when you end the turn and all the auto expansions take place, at the moment in the better build, then... Oh, yes, no, I knew that was going to pop. I have since turned that off. But the normal barracks event is now. And obviously we're just trying to remove that crash because we don't want it. And I'm not sure what's causing it, but there's a few things that have gone into the mod that might be the cause. And, we need a pipe hall. That's never going to retrain anyway. Dear, oh dear. Right, but anyway, you four, you're coming out.
Onward.
You're finally free. So we're just trying to narrow down what's causing that crash, because it's also creating a number of crashes afterward as well. There's more crashes than normal in the better build at the moment, the beta build. So we're just trying to narrow them down. And that's our primary priority at the moment, of course, because at least we want to make sure that for us and the testers, the game doesn't crash. And then if it's released to the wider public and your games it does crash, then it is likely because you've installed it wrong, or because of the way that your computer is. Just it could be anything, any kind of basically user error. I should have made them pay for that. That was silly.
Complaints with this plot. Goodbye.
And we're just trying to make sure that that is the case. We all, our conscience is clear if when we release the game to you all, it works for us, basically. That's the best that we can do. Which is why bug hunting can be quite a problematic experience, because quite often a user will have a crash that we just don't have, and if we can't replicate it, we don't know how to fix it, and that's a constant problem, to be honest. Garth Heligoth is building its building. That's fantastic. We should really start moving in on the Northern Dunedain, so I think we should start putting a bit of time into troops and bulking up our border. So for Hamgathol, retrain that pike unit. I'll take your warriors, and I'll take your other pike. Gores Hall, you can give me nobles, not interested in those, and you're only just coming to the second barracks. We don't actually have very many troops at all, do we? Look, you can give me some units, there we are, I'll take all of those. And while we're at it then, we'll take them. So we'll train a little army, and we'll send it down to Barketta. So speaking of sending it down, let's just move it there straight away, so we don't have to click. So get you all to go to Barketta. Nowhere else can trade anything, can it? Nars Tomb? No, I don't think so. And Gores Hall, you just had those crappy early tiers that ideally we don't want to fill our army with. I'd say crappy early tiers. We're dwarves, so we're still good units. But of course, with no barracks event... Oh, Mordor. I didn't talk to Mordor. With no barracks event, who knows what elites the enemy are already fielding? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And we will see in time. But I'm pleased with the Barracks event removal, to be honest. It is far more organic now. It's economically, it is not viable to rush the later barracks. And as I am fond to remind you all, the AI does not get any monetary cheats in this game. The only bonuses it gets are to public order, because the AI has no idea that public order is even a thing. So we have to basically make it so that it can't rebel. And even then it still manages to. But it only gets a couple of points of extra boost to its public order, but it doesn't get any financial boosts at all. Dwarven envoys. My lord, we've received emissaries from our kin. They say that word has reached them of our actions against the free peoples, and that sentiment towards all dwarves is turning sour because of our foolish campaign. They will not allow such wanton murder and strife to reign in Eriador, and have warned that if we do not cease on our path, then the dwarves themselves will stand against us. This message is indeed troubling, but I wonder if perhaps a diplomatic approach would be better here. Our rise to power has brought untold riches to Ered Luin, and we may be able to convince our kin to stand with us through the promise of glory and wealth. I expect by reforging alliances with our brothers, they will turn a blind eye to our events in the west. I need to make it so that that message doesn't pop if you've already allied them. Because, of course, that makes absolutely no sense to us at the moment, because we've already allied both of them, so why would they say that to us? Let's go with 1,500, see if they take that. Yes. Thank you, Mordor.
Plan seems that is all.
And we got a unit of dwarven labourers, because that's the best our capital can muster. How ridiculous is that? Silly. Right, Kahuzana, how far are you from being a large town? You are far, 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 far. What do we have that actually increases our growth? The mining network does, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that may well be. Oh, that gives public health, which also indirectly increases growth. But no, it's going to have to be the mining network then, I think, to try and get that town to grow, which we'll build if we don't build anything else anywhere else. Because we will make 7,900 and that's 6,000. But haha, we're finally there. Welcome to the southern borders of Lindon at the great town of Harlond in Harlindon. And I'm sure all of you will know this, but Harlond means Southern Haven, and Harlindon means South Lindon. And those are where the names come from. And quite unsurprisingly, Forlond means Northern Haven, and Forlindon means North Lindon. It's the same root that you find in Fornost, which means Northern Town, or Northern City, or Northern Castle, or... Some people have translated it as Northern Capital, but Ost, generally speaking, means town or city or fortress, but doesn't generally mean capital. Right, all of our units are training as well. That's quite handy, isn't it? And literally every unit is training. Can I chuck you in? No, you'll wait till next turn. I don't want to waste money on that. Gores Hall, I note, had an extra unit there. Oh, yes, of course. We just got them for free, didn't we? Dodoy. We don't really need all those forces. Gores Hall will no longer really ever be attacked now, so we'll probably will send you out when the time comes. And we'll just leave our faction leader there, and that is where he will stay probably for the rest of the campaign. Right, diplomat over here. What should we do with you? I really wanted Gundabad's map information. I'm very disappointed that that I forgot to ask for it, because they would have given it to me.
I do not think you would accept my position. A fair deal, it would seem. Goodbye.
I just want to know where you are. Oh, you haven't breached across to the west at all. Alright, let's send you into Angmar then and try and get an idea of what they hold, and then we can shape up the lie of the land. Once Harlindon falls, then we'll have to turn our gaze on someone, and Bree is just not worth it. There's no point attacking Bree. So it's the Northern Dunedain that we will attack, so we need to build an army that will move in to hit them. But it has to be said that even if you take the evil route, as is being shown quite soundly here in this episode, the Ered Luin campaign is still one of the easier ones. The only difficulty comes in that if you're not really prepared for how strong the attack on your capital will be, there's a strong chance you'll lose your capital, which is one of your most important cities. I obviously am gifted with the benefit of foresight, particularly in that I scripted this script, so I know what was going to happen. So, of course, we took Mithlond out, so we knew we wouldn't be attacked by them, so we were attacked by Bree, which was an easy battle. There was no threat there. We've allied with the Dwarves, so we won't be attacked by them. And again, that takes all those threats away. And the Buzradum script, whilst, yes, they will reclaim Buzradum, and it's a fight to get it back, it's not going to lose you the campaign, not by a long shot. It's miles away. It's a side event that you can run in the background while you continue the campaign, really. So, Ered Luin's campaign is still, unfortunately, a bit of a doddle, even if you take the singular route. The Vale Stand. The Northmen of the Anduin have long lived in the shadow of its neighbours. of their neighbours. However, in the face of strife, they do not cower in fear or submission, but stand tall. The men and women of the north take up arms in times of need to protect what they hold dear and reclaim their long-held lands. Much like their forefathers, the Aethiode, the folk of the Anduin will fight and die before they see their lands lost. And for this cause, a final force is awoken from the remaining populace to beat back the forces that threaten their existence. Oh, thank you. Our council have randomly given us money. But what we will do, in order, as I say, to ensure this episode doesn't end on a whimper, or indeed play out on a whimper, is we're going to attack Harlond. At the moment, we've only got a ram, but that is all we really need. Their garrison is non-existent. I mean, the fight is wholly in our favour. And this is only a town, or it might be a large town, actually. But in any event, towns and large towns don't get proper arrow towers. They get arrow towers that will shoot at us, but they're not going to be able to destroy the ram. I shouldn't have thought, anyway. Famous last words. You're going to go in, and so then are our generals. And, this is the pike army, isn't it? Wow, we really did do a number on our army. See, they get the little fire arrow, but they don't get the proper fire ballista, which is what is needed to actually destroy siege equipment. The fire arrow does have a really, really small chance of setting siege equipment on fire, but it is a really small chance. And in all my time, I've never seen the standard stock fire arrows actually burn a siege unit. The ballista bolts will burn siege units very easily, but these fire arrows don't tend to do it. But there we are. We are in. We are getting shot.
The battering ram is in place.
And the towers are shredding our forces. Pikes in position. Come on, move forward.
The battering ram has done its work. Now is the time for brave hearts and brave deeds.
In we
Our
go.
soldiers have proved their worth today.
Run them away.
The enemy's walls belong to us now.
Let's group those together. And in we go. There we are. They've lost the walls. Right, pikes. It's going to be a slog down the middle, I'm afraid. And the entire enemy force is going down the middle, actually. So Grinfarn and Oin. Actually, if you come this way, and then run to there, and then run to there, and we'll move you in. And the pikes, you're just going to walk down the line, and Grain is going to come up behind you. Oh, Grain is in skirmish mode. I didn't know that. Right, the pikes have arrived. Come on, push through them. Let's really get them. Oh no, you're great. I've moved the wrong one.
If we continue
Whoops.
like this, we will smash the enemy.
Get at least one shot off onto the enemy there. General's bodyguards around. But there we are. Crossbows are firing off. Yes, they're not under attack anymore. The last of those elven units have pulled back.
The enemy general lies dead.
The enemy
We have sent
general?
the cart to hell.
Ah, he's the mariners. He must have been trapped in amongst the pikes. Nothing stands taller than the might of the dwarves. Right, Grinfard, go and hit those Lindar guard in the back. Oin, come and get ready. You're going to hit the spears. But we might as well use Grain's crossbow bolts before we do that. Every bolt should be a kill. The broadbeam marksmen are fantastic crossbowmen. The finest, in fact, actually, I think. Although a gentleman whose name escapes me, I'm sorry, and I don't have a link to his channel, and it's only just popped into my mind, but he's commented on about 3 videos, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him, has done a top 10 crossbow video, and he's posted about it a few times, but I haven't seen yet, he hasn't linked his channel in any of the posts. So if you're listening, sir, please link your channel, and I'll pin your comment.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
And then, because I've not watched the video yet, actually, but I do intend to see who has won.
Control of the city.
And the long spears will be the last to go down. And with an absolute whimper, Lindon falls. And the dwarves reign supreme in the west of Middle-earth. 108 kills, broadbeam marksmen, as expected. Let the crossbows do what they do best for a long time, and they'll easily rack up kills. That is, of course, a depiction of Denethor, son of Ecthelion. And madness. There's Gandalf and Pippin away to the east. And then... is it Beregond that comes with Pippin and slays the gate guards? I can't remember if it's Beregond or if it's someone else. No, I'm sure it is Beragond.
Victory! We
are going to exterminate so that they won't hate us. We should have done that in Mythlond as well. Oh, and yes, now we get all that sight range. Yes, the towers, the towers. Ideally, if we can, start building straight away with the brewery, but we're going to immediately pull the army out. Oh, I just merged the cavalry in. No, I left the cavalry over there. Sorry, ignore me. Ignore that. Ignore what I was saying there. Harland has fallen, the elves are up against it, and our army can return home. So we'll leave behind units that might actually get retrained here, which is the crossbows and the pikes. We can't. That is as far as everyone could move. But with the capture of Harland, that is going to end this second episode. So as I said in yesterday's episode, there will be a third Ered Luin episode this week on Friday. It would be... it might be Friday, it might be Saturday. It probably will be Friday. But in any event, there will be 3 Ered Luin, and then next week there will be 3 Dol Amroth as well. And over the weekend, whichever faction overview was next, I can't remember which one it was. Erebor, isn't it, actually? Yes, I think it's Erebor on Sunday. So we'll continue on with that. The next lore video, which obviously will be the first Monday of July, will be about Hurin Thalion, the father of Turin. It seemed rather fitting to link the two together, so we'll do it about Hurin, and then we can learn a little about his prowess at the Battle of the Nernaeth Arnoediad. But for now, and until we speak again, dear friends, Nevaher Neden Pedimad Melonin, and farewell.